Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Scorpio June 13, 2022. Today's conversations revolve around love, relationships, pleasure, and emotions, although the general approach is detached and not necessarily deep or personal. If you have the chance, create something fun or fabulous, even if it's a creative dinner or new entertainment. Love feelings seem to dominate today, even if it's more about thinking about them than connecting with them. There can also be some exciting revelations about your buried desires or needs today. Approaching things just a little differently comes naturally now, particularly with work, finances, and emotions. Alternative methods seem more useful. Information surfacing now can help free you from something that was holding you back. With the moon balsamic, be sure not to overdo or push a matter, but do aim to enjoy the positive vibes that could very well lead to small breakthroughs in your work or intimate life. You have a positive attitude and focus, even if you're tying up loose ends and taking things easy for now. The sun continues to energize your orderly 6th house of due diligence, but it is also in the process of approaching a harmonious sextile to rebellious Uranus via your 8th house of mergers, shared resources, and soulmate connections. Whether you're single or already romantically attached, chances are you've been putting your current connections under a magnifying glass, perhaps in hopes of making something work in favor for both you and a significant other. Fortunately, with the help of Mars and your planetary ruler, Venus via your 4th house of home, family matters, and innermost feelings, you're keeping your eyes on the prize and thinking long-term. As the moon leaves Libra for Scorpio, you may feel the tension alleviate from your private life. Now under the new lunation, your attention shifts from home and family to your creative endeavors. As the day goes on, you may be thinking about what you can do differently in your line of work, who inspires you, and what you could make yours. Luna is inventive in atypical Scorpio, so it can be the perfect transit to brainstorm new creative processes. Since it is such a mental lunation, you should write everything down to keep track of your brilliant ideas. So far this week the stars have been kind to money matters, with the moon, Venus, and Mars all forming a friendly aspect to the North Node in your financial sector over the last few days. Today it is the turn of the other side of the financial fence, with the moon's return to your work sector as a new moon set to put it at a friendly aspect to the South Node in your income sector over the coming days. You're running around in circles trying to make up your mind about something, most likely your love life. It's not going to come down to anything rational, so go with your gut and where all the cuties are going. Giving in to your instincts is a natural move for you. However, there is a tendency to confuse instinct with excess. The planetary alignment challenges you to find what is really the best outlet for your instinctual urges, and can provide direction if you tune in. Some dietary advice: try to use grains and legumes for your energy and protein sources this week. Starting a new book, or perhaps a course, may hold great interest for you today. Learning is an integral part of being a 7, and with the essence of this day in the air, engaging in a new venture may suit you marvelously. Try to reach beyond your usual interests by exploring different subjects. This will bring greater expansion to your development and knowledge base. Let your love of learning steer you toward greater enrichment by entertaining the possibility of completely different experiences. In a case of perfect timing, today's playful, creative and romantically charged lunar vibes are not only making it easier to embrace the weekend spirit but to keep your work hat off. This is a chance to heed the work-life balance reminders of the last few days, but also take time out before an adventurous full moon in your work sector in 2 days. With the moon returning tomorrow to begin the lead up, today's playful lunar vibes and their friendly aspect to planets in an adventurous part of your chart offer a firebreak between one working week and the next. Having the moon in your romantic sector over the weekend is always an advantage, making it easier to embrace these romantically charged lunar vibes. Having come full circle from last month's eclipsing full moon, this was always going to be more potent, while a friendly aspect to planets in an adventurous part of your chart is helping to bring the spirit of romance and adventure together. Our eyes in the sky. During this time, psychic perceptions, emotional sensitivities, and dreams could be more vivid. We might question our intuition and second-guess our hunches. Be prepared to swim in the deep end of the ocean for the next few months. Let your heart navigate through the murky waters ahead. Our intuition has been strong, but now we're starting to question ourselves, which will be the ongoing vibe until December. Stay true to your inner feelings and don't veer from your instincts. Even though it might be challenging, follow your heart. Only it can lead you toward the truth. Relationships could prove to be more confusing than ever because you may not feel supported by your peers. Don't shy away from confrontation. Speak up and let your feelings be heard rather than hold in your emotions. Your career direction could be cloudier than ever if you're unsure what next steps are needed to increase your bank account and reach your professional goals. You could try creating a vision board and listing your plans for the future only to get lost in a Neptunian daydream, but it can still give you some direction for creating the future and life that you truly want for yourself. In the early morning, the moon squares off with Chiron in Aries and sees us chastising ourselves for past failures. The Scorpio moon can be punishing, defining success in terms of influence. And during its square to Chiron, we might struggle with self-esteem. In our youth, a parent or person of authority may have chided our passions, suggesting that we didn't have what it takes to make it an impact, and we have adopted this critical tone as adults in self-defense. At this time, we should consider the kind of leader we want to be, one who leads with courage and takes risks, or one who is modeled after those early life naysayers, who used their power to keep others small. How we behave now sets an example for those around us, so choose wisely. Following this connection, the moon trines Uranus in Taurus. A change in perspective necessitates a shift in ideals, and although the Scorpio moon still has us consumed with upholding a legacy, impressing those who have come before us and leaving a mark for those who come after, Uranus reminds us that our task is to update these expectations, not to replicate them. We exist in the here and now, and we cannot greet the future by imitating the past. When we embrace the unexpected, we liberate ourselves, revising our conditioning through a marriage of common sense and progressive ideology.